everybody in the galaxy. Welcome back to planet Earth. It's Mono Synth Monday. You know what that means. That means I'm putting on a show that's dedicated to my TB-303. It's a wild tiger machine. It's a hairy beast. It's been a few weeks. And of course, my video mixer is a little bit on the fritz, but everything else I think is doing just fine. My friends, welcome back. We got Kiara in the chat room. Of course. How we doing, Kiara? We got Master Tiger. Oh, how you doing, Master? That's it for now. Let's bring in some more acid techno vibes and some more acid tech heads because, of course, it's Mono Synth Monday. Okay, I got everything synced up. Let's just fire right in. I think I have one pattern left on pattern bank 7. Let's hear it. All right. Whoa. That's a bit of a delayed start there. Well, of course, it's not vintage machines without some sort of strange syncing issue. We got the Roland SBX10 right here. It's the man behind the curtain, the one that makes it get all done. But that was some weird DIN sync. DIN something or other. Let's see. Okay. It's been a while. Give me a break, my friends. We got JJ Huggins in the chat. How you doing, my man? He's saying, now we're happy. We got Dolphin in the chat saying, happy Monday, everyone. Let's dive in, right, Dolphin? Okay. So, I swear I did my homework and got all this stuff working. Let's try it one more time. Maybe the 303 was a little bit sleepy. Let's see if I can get that to work. Once again, this is it's a bit of a studio session, so things can get a bit repetitive. They can get a bit, I don't know what's going on, but that's part of the fun of using your creative power to make something that's never existed before. That's what I'm all about. So let's hit this on the 909 once again. Well, it's not a 909. I say so many times I won't call it a 909. It's an 09, but it's tough, you know. It's tough to remember. That sounds a bit better, I think. Mono Synth Monday, episode 16, we are back. Yeah, something strange is going on with everything. Like it's getting out of sync, but you know, that's just I guess how it happens with vintage kit. Okay, so it's been a while. I gotta try to remember how we do Mono Synth Monday, but most of the time we get onto this machine here and we make some freaky patterns. Yeah, did you hear that? Went sync bonkers. So I don't know why that's happening. Anyways, welcome back to Electric Archaic Studio, where we try to figure out what's on the fritz and why. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe I'll give a restart to the sync box real quick. And let's just try that. Well, I don't really care. We got to make some new patterns. I cleared out this entire pattern bank for ya. So let's get a blank pattern here, and we'll pull the DIN sync since it doesn't even seem to want to be working with us, but we're not really here for everything else. We're only here for the sound of that beautiful Bassline synthesizer from 1982. Yeah. Okay, so starting off, let's get into time mode here and just see how many steps are on this pattern. Seems like we got 16 steps there. Let's make them all one note. We need a good bass line to start with. You never know what's making a machine act a little bit strange. I know my video mixer's acting strange. It might need some repair, or I might need another one of them. Anyways, woo, okay. So it's a really great sound, but it's kind of a boring pattern. We're trying to make it scream for Master Tiger. Okay, so let's change this up a bit. Yeah, I got some heavy saturation in the Ableton. Let's switch it over to square wave mode and just get reacquainted with this machine. We did pull it out for Tape Tuesday a couple weeks ago. That was 909 day. There's no reason to have a 909 without a 303. And it was fun. We made a tape loop of a 909, so you might want to check out that episode. Anyways, let's see. Let's add some random accents in memory. That's what we got to do. Go into pitch mode, and oh man, it's been a while. I love this machine. Let's do a pitch down on that with an accent. Let it slide up. That one will leave normal. We'll give it an accent. Why not? Drop it down with a slide. Yeah. Oh. Okay, let's hear how that sounds. And I got the accent turned down. I'm gonna hide that from you. Let's use it as a nice surprise. A cherry on top. Okay, that's a great one pattern. Let's keep it. Let's move on. Let's pick another one. Let's go into time mode for this one and do a 1, 2, rest. This is tie rest. It's step tie and rest. Sometimes you need a little bit of rest in your patterns, but when you do it random, it can be a little bit strange. We got Audio Freaker in the chat. How we doing, my freak? That's a pretty cool one. Let's check out what the pitches are doing on that. Whoa! It is a wild animal. I can't tame it. I won't claim it. Let's start over here. Let's just do all... Wow, that's a lot of power. That's a lot of excitement, as I usually say. Let's make it slide. That'll sound good with the drums underneath it. Let's make another one really quick, really quick. That's all on. Yeah, it seems like when you clear a pattern, it just adds rest to everything. So you got to go back into time mode and set up a little bit of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That should be 16 steps, I think. We got MVM in the chat. How we doing, MVM? MVM, it's kind of like MSM, which is Mono Synth Monday, but it's MVM for most very important man. Welcome to Mono Synth Monday. We're just trying to get some patterns figured out here. It's been weeks. It has been weeks, I'm telling you. So I might be a little bit rusty, but have no fear. My 303 is nice and clean in here inside. We've opened it up before. Okay, enough with the chat. Let's have some acid. Some some analog 303 acid. There's a cool song of Aphex Twins where someone says, "Come on, let's have some Aphex acid." So let's... I can't claim that I'm anywhere near Aphex Twin when it comes to my acid tech sounds, but he is one of our favorites, of course. So I've lost myself. Let's get into function mode. Let's hit into the pitch mode. Why don't we do... Let's see. And this is a funny machine because although I just made something that sounds pretty nice, it's not going to sound anything like that when we run it. Stay freaking, Audio Freaker. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so I'm not sure why that is so short compared to what we did. Let's check on the time mode. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's 16 steps. Maybe we should just make it all steps and see if that gives us a little bit more of those notes. Intense. Let's make a new pattern. Time mode. Let's try it back and forth. Steps and ties. Let's clear these pitches. And I still haven't wrapped my brain around this sequencer. Has anybody? Maybe the guy who developed it. All right, let's see. We got, what is it? Follow it? Follow it in the chat. Welcome, follow it. Is this just DI or are you running it through anything? No, this is not dry, if that's what you're asking. I am running it through a bit of an extremely overdriven saturator plugin in Ableton here. I guess I can have a quick look at that. We can make it dry, but the level will go... And then we'd have to regain stage it a little bit, which I'm fine doing. Let's see here. On the 303 track here in Ableton, yeah, I'm just... It's a saturator with basically everything on the ceiling. Not quite, though, but... Yeah, the depth is on the ceiling. The dry wet is on the ceiling. The drive is almost there. You got about room for a tiny little helium balloon between you and the ceiling on that saturator. We got follow it in the chat. Is that how I'm supposed to be saying your name? I like that, by the way. It's spelled a little bit crazy. A little bit of craziness is welcome here. Follow it as asking in the chat, or saying in the chat, I've been thinking about grabbing a clone. Good to see the process. Yeah, I'm going to try to do the best I can with the process, although part of the process, my friend, follow it, is that you just hit buttons. I have this joke, I call it random accents in memory, which is kind of like a pun on a Daft Punk album. Daft pun. It's a daft pun. Anyways, that's daft and fun. We got Kenneth in the chat. How we doing, Kenneth? And we got Gonzin in the chat. Oh, we got all of our usual suspects. Missing one or two, I think, but that's okay. Let's see. So what we were talking about, the process of sequencing the 303. This lovely, crazy machine here. Oh, wow. I like it when it goes green. See, that's the thing. I got this. It's all. I don't know. It's just, I've been praying to the gods of the analog freakiness for a bit too long. Everything I do here is some kind of analog, something or other, except for the approved Roland drum machines. We're still talking to Roland. I'm still begging them to reissue the TB-303, the 808, and the 909. I know they're going to do it because I keep asking. Oh, the day Roland takes my advice. That'll be the day we'll do a monosynth. We'll do a monosynth week. We're going to do tape week as soon as I get 500 subscribers. I started, those of you who've been with us for a while, you know I started my live stream out on 303 Day 2025. And that kicked off Monosynth Monday. All right. So yeah, let's check out the process here. We got Follow It in the chat saying, yeah, I never read the manual. You just learn the gear. This, unfortunately, is a piece of gear that you need to know something to get started. I suppose you could just randomly push buttons until you got it figured out, but it's easiest to at least figure out how, because it's so different. It's not like you can just push a button and it'll make a sound. When you're in pitch mode, you can. But you also have to be in write mode, which we are, and then this is a pain because you got to switch it back to play mode in order to switch patterns. The 606, which is kind of the twin of this, but it's the drum machine, does not have to do that. You can kind of switch patterns while you're writing them, which is very nice. So when Roland does, in fact, reissue a beautiful copy of an analog TB-303, I think that that's one thing that they will make different. They'll allow you to change patterns. And I think they did do that on the TB-03. So they've already thought of that. I'm just talking. I'm just talking for ya. So let's see. I think this might be a clear pattern here. That is a clear pattern. So for Follow It, let us show you how I fire into making a 303 pattern. First things first, you can change the length of the pattern, but they usually default, and I say usually because if you've changed the length before, it might not land like that today. But you go right into time mode, and you can hit this next button, and it looks like we have steps on every step. These are steps, ties, and rests. So when we play it should play, but it's not playing. And I'm not sure why that is. But I cleared these patterns, so, you know, again, that's part of the process of this 303 madness, is that you are fumbling around quite a bit with it, but it gives you so much magic. It's like a silver surfer. So we're in time mode here. Let me just hit steps on every single one, and then I'll have a couple of rests randomly added in here at the end of the pattern. And we're not hearing anything, which is another common occurrence here for some reason. Oh, we're stuck in some kind of mode. Maybe? Yeah. That's the 303, I swear. Let's just see what... It should play. Not sure what's happening here. Oh no, my 303... Maybe it's running out of batteries. Could that be it? Oh no, that would be bad. I think we've just run out of batteries the first time on my show. It's something that you don't often like to do, is change out the batteries on the 303. I think, and that will explain why our syncing wasn't working very well either. Well then, my friends, I guess I'm going to have to play you a song featuring this 303 here really quick. When I got to do a battery swap out. It really has been a long time since we've done a MONO SYNTH Monday. It's kind of strange. I'm going to play you Turquoise Drums. This is one of my tunes. It's a few years old, but it's still very nice. This is the TB-303 mix. Check it out. I'm going to get some batteries swapped out here, and we're going to lose all of our patterns, which is fine, because we want to start fresh anyway. Oh, yeah, here we go. Look at that beauty. All right, I think I got some ill-prepared as usual. It's a lot to do around here. We got Kenneth in the chat with the quote of the day, I think. Let me get around to that, my friend Kenneth. We got Kenneth in the chat with the quote of the day. Kenneth is saying, synths are the heart and soul of EDM. Crucial for crafting everything from euphoric melodies to face-melting bass lines. This is the machine of melting faces, but it does need a little bit of power. So let's find some. Hopefully these batteries have some charge. These are going to be the batteries that came out of my 606 ages ago. I'm using the good old pale blues here. They're nice because they won't explode. It's rechargeable batteries. It's like loading up the 303 with some buckshot. All right. I did think about it. You got to give me credit for that. I was thinking that maybe the 303 would need some fresh battery juice. But generally you don't want to take the batteries out because it just clears or scrambles all of the patterns and things like that. Let's get back to our 303. Our 303 camera view. And yeah, I suppose I can apologize a little bit for how weird this video mixer is acting. It seems to heal itself. It's brought color back to itself. It starts out black and white usually, and then... But the glitchiness, it's been a thing lately, and I'm not sure... Wrong. It's a weird machine. I may have just flipped it into play mode, and that may have been what was causing our troubles. But if you're here, you know you're here for it. You're here for the let's fumble around with the TB-303 and see what we can conjure up. Hopefully some magic. That looks pretty nice if I can say so. What you were just hearing was Turquoise Drums by Archaic. That's a TB-303 mix. It's featuring my 303. This one, my favorite one. We got Dev Null in the chat. I guess you guys are doing your bustle and chat business around here. We got Devnell saying, only if it's liquid. Liquid what? Drum and bass? I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. We got Master in the Tiger asking, are those D cells? They are C cells. D cells are the big boys. Those would be a bit fatter. But it's nice, and that's one of my complaints with the Behringer TD3. You can't make a TB-303 clone and not give it battery power. I mean, that's the fun of the TB-303 is that you don't have to plug it into the wall, and you can have 7 of them in nature. Let's get back to it here. I will be recording some of these and making a sample bank at some point, but you can always check out my existing sample banks on electricarchaic.com. I got TB-303 Volume 1 out now. Okay. So back to the 303. There's a lot of mistakes that can be made when you're trying to run a 303. And I may have made one where I flipped it into play mode for some reason and then wondered why it wasn't writing patterns. Great. My 303 tends to be very, very strange indeed because I have no idea why I can pull the batteries out and it saves my patterns. I'm pretty sure there's no modification for that, although. We got Gonzin in the chat saying, I have not bought any C-cell batteries in years. I haven't either, except for this. And yeah, I do like the pale blue batteries. I'm not sponsored by these guys, but I probably will become an affiliate at some point because they're so great. You just plug them in and they charge, rechargeable. Like most things these days, except for now my 303 has them in. Okay, that's a cool pattern. Let's see about this. That's a rubbish pattern, and these do happen. So I'm just getting some randomness. It's kind of all about the randomness. Even the guy I bought this 303 from said, you just figure out how to do the time mode and the pitch mode and go randomly. And when you like it, you absolutely love it. And that's a pattern that you record and make a track with. Let's see. So you can, in pitch mode, play this like a keyboard, although the magic is in that computerized sequence. Let's go back into pitch mode. Drop this down an octave. Sometimes it's nice to start the pattern off with an accent, but the accents can be a bit full power, if you know what I mean. Let's have this one do a slide, and let's make that one go way up with an accent. Let's do both of those up with an accent. That'll stay like that. We'll do this low with a slide. Random. It's random. Okay, so let's hear what we've got because there's no real way to know unless you have serious computer-controlled brain, which I don't. I'm a human being over here. That's pretty cool, although I feel like that one will get repetitive pretty quick. Another trick here for those of you who are interested in how to sequence up a 303 style synthesizer, like the TD3 or the 03, the TB-03 from Roland. You can go straight in like this, although there was a really juicy pattern right here. I like that pattern, but we have recorded it. So we're going to delete it. We'll delete it. You can chain up 4 patterns when you're in write mode. And program all of them at once. So let's see. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And we'll finish the rest out. I'm just trying to go quick for you guys. You can really get a bit too detailed with any sort of thing that you're creating. But the best is my friend Bill Alexander. It just says you got to fire right on in. Let's hear what we have. This will be 4 patterns synced up, and that's one way you can stop yourself from making repetitive 16-step loops. And it's starting to seem like one of these does not have a full 16 steps, and I'll show you how to fix that if you want. Get out of pitch mode. Let's see. It's this bar here, and I'm not sure if you can do this chaining up. So let's do it one by one, but you can check. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's got 16 steps. Check the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa. Time mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That one's good. Time mode again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That one's good. Yeah, I thought it was maybe the last one. Time mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm tripping. I'm tripping out a little bit. Okay, let's go into time mode and just do... And it will end when it's reached the allotted space. It's so weird. So you can do this. I'll have to show you this on one of these patterns. Maybe I'll show you right now. That's a cool pattern. But let's say you don't want it to be 16 steps. You want it to be maybe 14 steps. Well, you hit this bar. You got to be in right mode, of course. But you hit bar and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I found that the 14-step pattern is really, really cool. It's got a strange polymeter to it. And I guess it clears the time data when you set the length. It's kind of from outer space. It's an alien spaceship. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's right. I did replace the switches on this machine, so it is... it's working a bit better than before. And that sounds really good with the 4 on the floor beat underneath it. But it sounds better when you have random accents in memory. Let's start with a low-down accent. Sometimes it's fun to do a bit of a pattern here and then switch it up. Got some remnants of pitch data. Okay, let's hear how that sounds. Wow, that's screaming like a wild tiger, my favorite. Okay, so we got Dev Null in the chat talking about a Psytrance rumble. Let's see if we can make a Psytrance rumble. How would that happen? The tuning knob, whoa, is way up here. I think we did that for Tape Tuesday. I'm going to drop it down. I usually like to let that thing live on the floor. I don't care that much about tuning up my machines, just as long as they're tuned to each other. Because I do so much pitch craziness that it doesn't really matter to me anyway. But if we were making guitar music, it would be nice to have it tuned up so that you can play against it. But no, let's face it. The only one playing against this kind of craziness is a DJ, and they got other types of skills to make things work together. Let's see if we can make a Psytrance rumble for you, Devno. I don't know if I make a lot of Psytrance. I just make what sounds good, but I think I know what you're talking about. It's something like this. And low. Yeah, we'll go low with all of them. And then go back into pitch mode and we'll do an accent, normal, accent without the low down, drop down accent, low, low, normal. Slide accent is interesting. Just kind of seeing if we can get some kind of rumble going. It might not be exactly psytrance, but yeah, that's just I don't even know what genre you would call that. That's tiger growl simulation. And psytrance, I'm tempted to, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm tempted to say that psytrance doesn't really go too heavy on the distortion. Let's hear what my 303 sounds like. Nice and naked, nice and dry. I'm going to turn the saturator off. And I don't know if you can hear the sound, but there's an LED noise. It's like, because it's so vintage. It's so real deal. Let's turn the saturator off and you'll hear that noise just disappear. Whoop. And hopefully you won't hear the noise of the 303 disappear. But yeah, I think the psytrance vibe. That is my dry, naked 303 on a sawtooth. But I think I got a little bit of reverb and echo, of course. I think we're getting a little bit more into psytrance territory here. Let's switch to square wave. Or square tooth, as sometimes I like to say. As a joke, of course. That's really nice. I like that. Yeah, we got Gonzin in the chat saying maybe the Goa stuff back in the day. Hey, Gonzin, that was my favorite stuff back in the day. And, yeah, I started making electronic music around 2002 and 2003, 2004, but I promise to you, I am not a dinosaur. More of like a jaguar. Jaguar. I'm a jag. No, you are. All over it. Yeah, we got Devinol saying all over it. Yeah, the Goa stuff. I gotta get, I've never really made too much Goa. I got a track called Chronicle Transitor that is about the closest thing I ever did to some Goa. I feel like I should maybe play that for you guys. If you want to hear it, let me know in the chat. Play Chronicle Transitor. Alright, it might be time for some drum machines. But we're doing a bit of a different thing here today. I'm on 111 BPM, which is one of my favorite BPMs, but I've never done it on MONO SYNTH Monday. So let me plug the in. Plug the in. I hope we have enough patterns for that, though. Maybe we'll just make one more pattern before we fire into the drum machines again. Now, that'd be cool to have this next one do a similar thing. And we can chain them up. That's cool. And I forget which one was our 14 step, but it was probably... Yeah, I have no idea where our 14-step pattern was. Oh my goodness, that sounds so freaking good. Oh, funky. Maybe we do have enough patterns for this. Let's kick it into play mode. That's one of the things I tend to forget. And let's plug the DIN. Plug the DIN in, my friend. I'm hoping... I don't know what was going on with the syncing a little bit earlier in the show. Kind of a bummer. And now I neglected my drum machines so much that they turned themselves off. That's another thing I want with some reissued analog machines. Just stay on, guys. Come on. You got a job to do. You got to make me reset everything. It's not good for my show. It's not good. Oh, it's fine. Okay, so I think we're good to go. Pattern 2 was the one I was doing. Let's drop the kick. And, oh, we got a snare. We got a couple of drums waiting for you in here. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. And I'll record this because I'm always looking for samples. All right. And this should just go. We got the, let's fire in. Let's see. And nothing. What is happening, my friends? It's a technicals day, I guess. I was going for techno, not technicals. Let me reset the sync box. Welcome back to Mono Synth Monday. This is what happens when you neglect your passion. It takes there's a little bit of a wall there you got to break through. Okay, we're on MIDI. All these things I got to do. I got to set the sync box to MIDI. I got to hit this. I think that'll be okay. The 303, oh my gosh. Okay. It's worth it, right? I mean, to hear a real 303 scream at you for an hour or so. Let me see. Let's hope. Let's hope this is all synced up. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, cool. Okay, let's head back over to the 303 and see what we can do with these knobs. We got Devnall in the chat saying din, 5-pin din. I love the word. I have this thing on Tape Tuesday where I say, hop the pin, my friends. But on Mono Synth Monday, it's drop the din. All right, let's distort this. Let's drop it down a bit. Let's try to give it its name. Let's make its name work for itself. Let's get some bass going. The best way to do bass on the 303 is to just drop all the knobs down. Every single knob is on the ground. And you can... That is Sawtooth. Oh yeah, that was a lot of excitement, and I love it. I will admit, I'm a little bit rusty when it comes to Mono Synth Monday. It requires a lot of the inner tiger for ya. Okay, you guys, let's see. We had Kenneth in the chat saying some things about the TB-303. Let's see if I can read a thing or two from Kenneth. Kenneth is saying the Roland TB-303 bassline has an unmistakable sonic signature, filled with the warmth, energy, and character that defined the acid house movement in the late 80s. I think it was 1987. Well, that was the year that... I'm going to forget all my names, but it was Acid Tracks. That was released in 1987, if I'm correct. And it may have just been The Call that brought me down to this planet. I like 1987, but I like 1982 too. And you know who you are. Love ya. But technically the 303 was released in 1981, but I've seen some places where people say the 606, 303, and 808 is a 1982 thing. It is in fact a 1981 thing, but they were releasing it for a few years until everyone decided that they wanted digital drum machines. So that's why these things are so freaking rare. Nobody liked it, but this was supposed to be kind of a stand-in bass guitar player. Can you imagine it? The rocker, the 70s rocker, welcoming himself to the 80s, thinking, you know what would make my life really great as a guitar player? A machine that could play bass for me. And here it is, Roland. Roland gave it for ya. Now here's how that bass sounded. It's not quite Led Zeppelin, is it? It's more like a... It could be a balloon, though, but one of those Joker balloons, an acid balloon. Okay, so I did notice there was a bit of... Let me see, because it sounded like there were some... Ah, man, these projects get all sorts of wonky around here. Mono Synth Monday project. I was feeling like the drums had some echo on them, and it looks like they did have some echo on them. Yeah, that was because I'm using... The last one we did was... I did a comparison video. It was the TD3, the TB-03, and of course, our Lord, the one and only 303, Acid McLean. Right, so let me fix this up just a little bit, because you don't necessarily want echo on a drum machine, especially when it's running the kick drum. We might be clean now. We do want the echo on the 303. Maybe we'll add some more. You want some more? We'll add maybe some reverb too. Let's just slather it with everything we got. And I think that's too much reverb. Let's be honest, that's an amateur move when you got that much reverb on something. It's a real 303. Maybe we should just go dry. That's dry. Let's see. Sorry guys, I told you it was a studio session of sorts. It's also a show. It's my 303 show. So maybe that sounded pretty good. I'm not liking the echo very much. Let's see what we got going on here. It's like a 3 delay time on 3. What if we just throw the feedback of the delay on the ceiling? And is that going to be too much? Well, oh, here's the thing. The BPM on the 303 is not synced to the Ableton at the moment. But now that we cleared... Okay, I think we're ready. We're ready for another try. I got to reset the 909 here. Ah, sorry. I keep saying I won't call things that aren't the real deal by their name. I'll reset the 09 here. It doesn't sound the same, is it? For all intents and purposes, it kind of wants... It wants to be a 909. Check this out. This is cool. I just want you guys to know how much I do for ya. How much I love all of ya. I had to get all these analog video channels set up every single show I do so that it looks kind of fun, kind of cool. So I reset that. Let's see. Let's make sure that I'm in pattern right mode because I was not in pattern right mode before. I think we're ready. Okay, we're not ready. Of course I lie. Let's stop the 303 and let's plug in the den. My friend. It's like I have 4 catchphrases and I use them constantly. Make sure you're in play mode. Yeah, I guess we're going to do it a little bit dry. So let's go into square wave to change it up a little bit. And I'll drop these knobs down a bit. And we'll hear, kind of like to randomize it. I like to be just as surprised as you guys. Because, of course, I call it a recording session. But it really is... when I really make recording sessions, I do the Night Capacitor show. And I'm going to be doing the Night Capacitor show, so give me a like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of vibe. Night Capacitor is going to happen. I'm going to try to make that happen. I know I say this about everything, but I got a lot of things. So let's see. Let's get the kick. Yeah, this is cool. This would be my first time using this TR-08 on a show. I kind of unboxed it. We messed around on a Tape Tuesday. So that's a lie. It's not the first time, but it's the first time on a MONO SYNTH Monday. And I thought that was appropriate. That's why I bought that machine. I got one for a decent deal. Decent. I mean, it's way less expensive compared to an actual 808. But who cares? Sounds pretty good. I think we're ready to go. Let's sync it up and have one more last jam on this Monday. That's very good. Hey Garth, that was a haiku. I see you in the chat, Kiera. You gotta get your Wayne's World quote of the day in at least once a day. If you can, my friends, say hey. That's a... I like that. We don't do the naked 303 enough around here, I guess. course, the 303 is sounding so good today. It's nice with these 808 hi-hats. These 08 hi-hats. Gives it a bit more of electro feeling to it. Electro is one of my favorites. Although if we were gonna go electro, kind of need to change up that bass drum, I think. And make it faster. I don't know, let's leave it like that. We'll worry about electro another day. We'll do a lot of electro in the future, I promise ya. Give me a like and subscribe so you don't miss it. You want to catch it. It's been cool. This year has been a cool one. Launched my live stream show on 303 day. And I've been going every week, at least one show a week. What a tune already. I like that down-tempo feeling. It just reminds me of Burning Man, you know? I went to Burning Man back in 2016 and 2017, so it's been a while. But everything seemed like, I think we called it playa tech, where, and this I wouldn't call playa tech. That has a bit more pan flute, if you know what I mean. Anyways, that slower kind of down-tempo is really good for Burning Man because you're already so freaking exhausted out there. How is everyone at Burning Man? How did everyone's burn go? I heard it was just like usual. Difficult and dusty. This is the kind of juicy that I love the 303 for. It's what? That's funny. We got Kiara in the chat saying, my burn was spent in this chat room. We got Kiara in the chat, of course. Show me some love in the chat room. That's funny. Oh, yeah, I missed that last snare. I'm having a blast, you guys. I hope you're having fun too. We got Gonzin in the chat saying 67 to go. I know exactly what you're talking about, my friend. You're talking about me reaching 500 subscribers. And you know what happens when I hit 500 subscribers? It's tape week. Immediately. As soon as I get the notification, I'm going live. And it'll be some sort of Tape Tuesday cassette tape, freaky cassette day every day for a week. That's going to be tape week. I'm really excited for that. I have so many weird cassette tape machines and tape things. Catch last week's episode of Tape Tuesday. I finally made the oodles of noodles tape loop. I got it right here. Maybe I'll show you. First try. Nailed it. It is a thing in beauty. It is indeed a thing in beauty. That's a thing of beauty. That's cool because it allows you to have more tape than just the standard tank tread style, which I call it the tank tread style. Give you a little bit of 808 sub bass. And you know, one of my favorite things is reverb on an 808 hi-hat, but you can't really have the bass for that. It's like a good old Aphex Twin sound. A little bit more saturation for the 303. Searching for I hear a patch. I gotta find it here. There's something that sounded really cool and I lost it, I think. Yeah, maybe it was a high filter, high cutoff. Yeah, it's a. I like that. Let me play around with this for a second. I think that calls for maybe we should make one last pattern. That's hefty. It is hefty. And I'd say I apologize for the mix because I'm just going right out the back of these drum machines. So everything's just being smashed together. And candy barred, of course. And when I talk about candy, I'm talking about rave candy. I told you I would let that echo have a long tail. Look, I have a long tail too, because the tops are made of the rubber and the bottoms are made of the long tail. It's a wonderful thing. It is indeed a wonderful thing. I'm so happy to be back here for MONO SYNTH Monday. Oh, we got Kiara in the chat saying 4 bars to forever. That was... And we got Master Tiger in the chat saying, meow. Hey, that's not what tigers say. Tigers say, because you got to be wild. That's a pretty good tiger voice right there. How about Tiger Time? That'd be a cool show to do. Tiger Time. I don't know what it would be, but it would probably be an interview between me and the master. It's Master Tiger. Tell me about how you take walks in the middle of the night. For the dark. Bringing light to the darkness, I think. Okay, I said we were going to make one more pattern. Let's do that. Let's try to make a really, really nice pattern. Many times the patterns are just... They get very random. they get very random. So it's kind of like one of them slot machines, or maybe more like Keno, because you're pressing a whole bunch of buttons and you never know how it's going to turn out, and you just hit deal, draw, deal, draw. You guys can tell maybe a little bit. I was in Vegas last weekend hanging out with my best friend from high school, Garrett McLean. Where you at, Garrett? I love you, brother. We had a lot of fun. We made some samples. He's a beatboxer, so I might have a beatbox and sample bank for ya, and that'd be really epic because, yeah, we've been making music for about 20 years, about 2004. I'm not a dinosaur. Let's make that pattern. How about we drop the din? I love saying that. Why do I love saying that? Yeah, we got Kiara in the chat saying Rebirth era. I'm still looking for my Rebirth CD-ROM. I don't know where it went. Let's flip it into write mode. And that is a lot faster. I'll slow it down to kind of match the... And we might need to kill some of that delay. That is a lot. Figured I'd bring the saturator of, it's just all tiger stuff. It's claws and hair and bright colors, stripes. Yeah, it seems like predators always have these wild colors, except for zebras. But it's funny because zebras have their color in reaction to predators, so they're confusing the predators. This has got a little bit of a zebra vibe here, or a little bit of a white tiger. It might be the one and only silver tiger. The electric silver tiger. That's cool. That is cool. We got Gonzin in the chat saying Rebirth was fun. I think it still is fun, except for no one has a copy of it. And you can't get it anymore, of course, because Roland, they put the stamp of disapproval on it. I'm not sure what happened there. I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking that maybe Roland... I know they sent Propellerhead probably a cease and desist, because Propellerhead had Rebirth for the iPad and for the iPod Touch, and I guess the iPhone too, a long time ago. We're talking cash here. We're talking 2012-ish here. And we got Kiera retracting messages. What's that all about? It's always funny to see that. You feel like if it were going to do in the chat room a real message retraction, it would delete the entry in the chat room. Anyways, I'm making fun of you guys. I know you all get a little bit excited here on Mono Synth Monday, and you might be saying a thing or two that you didn't mean to say. Lucky for me, I can't retract my messages. It just goes straight out live stream into the world. Let's make that one last pattern. I got somewhere to be. So let's give one last hurrah for my 303. Let's hear this one. It's a bit slow. I think we can burn that one. Let's make a burner patch. Maybe we'll do a double. Let's do a double. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 32 steps. I think, let's go into pitch mode and just do... I love this. I love the octave play. I need to get better with my 303 pitches because that's clearly a giant portion of the 303 pattern. But it doesn't do well to do all sorts of happy-ish, super major. These patterns make you feel happy, but the major game isn't really the game. It's all about kind of a... Now that will sound happy, but I got a lot more pitches to do on here. I heard that the Daft Punk 303, he had to change his batteries out, and he lost the pattern for Defunk, which is probably the most popular 303 pattern. I don't know if it is. I'm willing to bet that Defunk is the most popular 303 pattern. Okay, let's get some better pitches. How about that? You can always do the octave game, but The general idea, I guess, is to have pitches that just play well with each other. And then on another level of the fractal, you want patterns that play well with each other. And drum, it just goes on infinitely. Let's make a fractal. So, I don't know if that's enough pitches, but we'll give it a shot here. That's not running right, so let's just do the good old. That should cover it. Now we need some random accents and memory, speaking of Daft Punk. And I like to do this trick where I drop the accent knob all the way down, and then I pull it in as my last surprise for you. It's nice to do that with all these knobs, really. Okay, let's bring in that accent knob. Yeah. Okay, let's plug the DIN back in, my friend, and put it into play mode. I think I'm getting better. Yeah, all those, they weren't exactly technical difficulties. They were technical anomalies, which isn't much different. Something a little bit different than difficulties. I think you got to get the machines warmed up. They have souls. They're not just a VST. They're not just a digital remnant in a program running like that. They have souls, although these ones have less. Just kidding, Roland. Just kidding, Roland. When are you going to reissue the 303? When are you going to reissue the 909 and the 808? We're waiting for you, Roland. You know what we want. And I know you can give it to us. Come on, Roland. Don't let Behringer take your fire. Reissue the TB-303 already. It'd be great. It will be great. Okay, let's record this. I'm assuming my machines are synced up, and I'm going to save the kick drum for later. When you have these loops going on and they're repetitive and they're not really written, you got to just pull things out, and then you add them. Oof. It's funny how our brains work like that. It's like you want a little bit of gravy for your steak. Make no mistake. Okay, I think that will do it. We should be good. It's always a flight checklist. What I need is another 303, one that's permanently plugged into DIN-Sync, although that wouldn't make any sense because the patterns I'm making on the 303 while DIN-Sync is pulled wouldn't be the 303 that's permanently plugged in. So that doesn't even matter. But my brain will go there sometimes. Thought I'd speed that up a little bit as we're burning through patterns and time. It does get a little bit melty, I will admit. Mono Synth Monday, I don't think I fully cracked the code yet for this show. We've definitely cracked it for Tape Tuesday. It's just squelching. It's absolute plastic. Well, once again, I've been Electric Archaic, and that's Mono Synth Monday. It's been a while, and it feels really good. It's a lot of excitement. I really, really love this day. I love it, and shout out to my sync box, the Roland SBX10. It makes it all happen. We got double DIN sync, double MIDI. It's a great machine. I encourage you all to pick up some vintage Roland machines and continue to beg Roland to reissue them as well. Let's make it a movement. Let's do a little bit of R&R. Roland reissue. I think I'll send you off with a song. We've been talking about Rebirth a bit in the chat. I want to play you something that I did do in Rebirth. You guys were also talking about a bit of Psytrance, and I was talking about some Goa. Well, Gonzin was talking about Goa, but I used to listen to a lot of Goa back in the day, and this is one of those songs where you think, did I make that song or did I just channel it? Because I'm not sure why this song is so awesome and why it's so different from everything else. But it kind of is. So, this is Chronicle Transitor. I made this in 2003, 2004. And once again, I promise to you, I'm not a dinosaur. I'm a taiga. This is Chronicle Transitor by Electric Archaic. It's unreleased. But maybe I'll make a new mix of this thing, and we'll get it out there so you guys can listen to it somewhere else other than my show. But it's using Rebirth. And for those of you who don't know, Rebirth is an old emulation software. I even got my serial code card, but I don't have the CD-ROM. Right on, my friends. We got Claire in the chat. How you doing, Claire? All the way over there in Buswanga. It's been raining where I'm at. So it's felt... I'm not going to say it feels like the jungle or a tropical jungle island, which I do love. Oh, I love it so much. But yeah, it's been raining here, so we have some humidity. It's a rare occurrence, so it feels nice. It reminds me of California and Asia. Southeast Asia. Gosh, it's a great place. We got Kiara in the chat saying, La Selva. The jungle where the tigers and jaguars roam freely. We got Gonzan in the chat saying, this track has Goa vibes. Yeah, I was listening to a lot of Paul Oakenfold back in the day. Weren't we all? I don't know. It was tough to get access to the music. That was the crazy thing. Nowadays, you're overwhelmed with DJ sets on YouTube and everywhere else, and they're amazing. But back in the day, I had like 3 Paul Oakenfold sets. It was A Voyage into Trance, which I highly recommend. If you don't know what that is, go right after the show and look it up. Paul Oakenfold, A Voyage into Trance. And that's, I say trance, but it's really very Goa feeling, that one. I also had the Great Wall, Paul Oakenfold's Great Wall mix on, it was a dual CD, and that's another one of my favorites. But that was a bit later, so. I don't know what exact genre you'd call that. Probably kind of trance, mixed with progressive, I'm not sure. But yeah, we had Kiara and I growing up. We had like 2 Boards of Canada albums. I don't know if she gave me my first Aphex Twin album, but she did give me my first Archaic album. I guess I gotta give Kiara quite a lot of thanks. I'm not saying you're the only catalyst, my friend, but you are a big catalyst for bringing home the Paul Oakenfold mix when I was a young one. Back when we were burning CDs. Oh, CDs. Let all physical media make a comeback in the 2020s. The roaring 2020s. That was Chronicle Transitor by Electric Archaic, and yeah, I was talking a lot over that. But you know what? It's my show, and I'ma talk if I want to. I love you guys. I love you all, and I love this planet. Let me say it one more time, because I like to say it at least 2 times. I love you all, and I love this planet. And I know that you love this planet too. You've got to love your mother, and your father as well. Let's all be well. Let's do it. Let's make a choice. And you know what choice I'm talking about. I'm talking about the choice for choosing love. Love and peace. Let's make it a conscious decision to talk more about how we all love this planet and our mothers. Peace and love, everybody. We got Master Tiger in the chat. We got Gonzan. We got Kiara, of course. We got Claire. We got Thomas. We got JJ Huggins. We got Audio Freaker. And here's freaking out on audio. I feel like that's Audio Freaker. We got Kenneth in the chat. Thank you so much, Kenneth, for the quotes of the day. Some of that information on Roland. We get the MVM. And it looked like we had a hidden hen there. I don't know. I'm just going through the top fans list. Are you a top fan of mine? We also got Dolphin in the chat. Love you, Dolphin. Thanks for diving in with us today. I got somewhere to be, but I'm going to leave you with a beautiful picture of my 303. Let me know in the chat, in the comments, how much you love Mono Synth Monday. Are we a Tape Tuesday family now, or are we a Mono Synth Monday family? I know it all started from Mono Synth Monday. So it's nice to get back to your roots a little bit. What you're hearing in the background right now, I believe, is Tiger Sky. That's the extended mix. I'm going to be coming out with a lot of cool stuff here. Maybe I can get some things done this week since I feel so great. It's nice to get a change of scene. Although I don't necessarily recommend Las Vegas. I have some history there because I live in the desert. It was cool. I caught a storm. I drove down to Las Vegas and I caught a rainstorm, and then I drove back home here and caught the same rainstorm. So it feels like I'm a bit of a time traveler right now. Always remember, everybody, you are the one. And you have the creative power to make a better today. Let's make a better today. And we'll do that on a loop, on a 16-step repeat. And at some point in time on this beautiful planet of ours, we will have made tomorrow indeed better.